I'm Bob Rubin, and on behalf of all my colleagues at the Hamilton Project, I welcome you to today's discussion entitled Back to School, Promoting Attainment and Achievement in K-12. The Hamilton Project began about 6 years ago with a perhaps unique combination of policy experts, academics, business people, all forming together a governing advisory council. The guidance and participation of that council has provided a wide range of experience, viewpoints, and expertise, and gives the Hamilton Project a pragmatic and I think very special perspective on policy issues. We started by putting together a strategy paper, a broad strategy paper, and then within that context, we've conducted events around specific areas, bringing together, again, academic and policy experts and practitioners from around the country to provide a forum for policy ideas and a forum for serious policy discussion. We do not endorse specific proposals, but we conduct extensive outreach to bring that thinking to government and to the media. When our events involve policy papers, as is the case today, they are subject to rigorous peer review. We believe that the objectives of economic policy should be growth, widespread increases in income, and economic security, and we also believe that all of these objectives reinforce each other. We also believe in market-based economics, but we believe equally in a strong government to perform the functions that markets by their very nature will not provide. Clearly, the hardship that many Americans are experiencing today and have experienced for quite some time, and the likelihood that economic conditions could well remain difficult for quite some time to come, calls for intense policy analysis and a serious commitment to sound and effective policy decisions. Before proceeding, let me make one observation that is beyond the ambit of this program, but that we believe is highly germane to the hardship of so many Americans that I just mentioned. We believe that the debate about choosing between current job creation and growth on the one hand and deficit reduction on the other hand is a false choice. Deficit reduction enacted now with enforceable implementation a limited period down the road would provide time, hopefully, for recovery to take hold and could contribute significantly to that recovery by gendering economic confidence and by creating a fiscal context that would allow for a moderate upfront stimulus. More broadly, the Hamilton Project has convened policy deliberations on various aspects of our broader, shorter-term duress, including stimulus and mortgage relief. But our primary focus continues to be long-term economic policy. Turning to the longer term, our country has enormous strengths, a dynamic and entrepreneurial culture, vast natural resources, the rule of law, flexible labor and capital markets, and so much else. Thus, though our immediate hardships must be addressed, we are well positioned to succeed in the transforming global economy. However, realizing that potential requires sound fiscal conditions instead of the current unsustainable and dangerous fiscal trajectory, strong public investment in areas critical to economic success, and reform in non-budgetary areas such as healthcare, energy, immigration, K-12 education, and so much else. There are, as you know, enormous policy differences in all of these areas, but substantively they could be bridged to move forward effectively in each area. However, that will only happen if our elected officials are, in the final analysis, committed to effective governance. And that means working across party lines and different opinions to make politically tough decisions. And that takes us to today's program. Any strategy for the long-term success of the American economy must focus on K-12 education in today's highly competitive global economy. There is an enormous amount of activity, as all of you know, going on in that area. And with the purpose of contributing to that activity, the Hamilton Project has conducted 2 events on K-12 education with papers and panel discussions, and today is our 3rd event. Let me outline our program, but first, let me strongly recommend the paper that's in your folders, entitled "A Dozen Facts About K-12 Education." The paper presents interesting and in some cases unusual facts in ways that are particularly salient and then draws them together to provide special and, I believe, useful insights. We have with us a truly outstanding group of individuals. The moderator of each panel will introduce them, the authors and the panelists. We will not go into their resumes because they're in your materials. Our first panel, entitled "Staying in School, a Proposal to Raise High School Graduation Rates," discusses a paper by Phil Oreopoulos, Associate Professor of Economics, University of Toronto. The moderator is Michael Greenstone, Director of the Hamilton Project, and 3M Professor of Environmental Economics at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Our second panel, entitled "Learning from the Successes and Failures of Charter Schools," discusses a paper by Roland Fryer, Robert M. Barron Professor of Economics at Harvard University. The moderator will be Roger Altman, Chairman of New Visions for Public Schools and founder and Chairman of Evercore Partners. The third panel, entitled "Harnessing Technology to Improve K-12 Education," discusses a paper by Ronald Chatterjee, Associate Professor, Fuqua School of Business, Duke University, and Ben Jones, Associate Professor, the Kellogg School of Management, Northwestern University. The moderator again will be Michael Greenstone. Finally, we are deeply honored to conclude our program with remarks by the Honorable Arne Duncan, Secretary of the U.S. Department of Education. He will make his remarks, and then he will entertain questions from the floor. This is a truly remarkable program and will give all of us the opportunity to listen to and engage with important thought leaders in this absolutely critical area. For developing the intellectual construct for this program, and then for bringing the program together, let me thank 3 people: Michael Greenstone, the Director of the Hamilton Project; Karen Anderson, the Managing Director of the Hamilton Project; and Adam Looney, Policy Director of the Hamilton Project and Senior Fellow, Brookings Institute. Let me also thank our enormously talented and hardworking staff, without which nothing that we do at the Hamilton Project would occur. With that, I thank you for being with us, and the podium is yours, Michael.